Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Harry Potter review. So today we're going to be looking at set number 76428, Hagrid's Hut: An Unexpected Visit. This set includes 896 pieces for the price of $74.99 when it released on March 1st of 2024. Now it's been 5 years since we last seen a brand new Hagrid's Hut set. This time we're getting it based on the earlier films, The Philosopher's Stone in this case compared to Prisoner of Azkaban, which we saw back in 2019. I definitely think this is a welcome remake, though honestly I don't consider this a remake because the last time that we saw this particular version of Hagrid's Hut was all the way back in 2001, so it's really crazy to see LEGO finally give us a proper version of that hut. Speaking of the box art, we have the same design introduced for the 20th anniversary of the theme back in 2021 with your characters from the side and logos from the top. Bit of a Forbidden Forest background, which I don't really mind for this particular set. Spinning to the back of the box, you can take a look at the interior for Hagrid's Hut, which unlike the 2019 version, this set is fully enclosed, which is very similar to what we saw for previous renditions of Hagrid's Hut, which is very welcome. And I also should mention that you get 2 of those collectible portraits in here, and there is a likelihood that you could get duplicates, which is a little unfortunate, but we'll see what I get when I open up this set. Opening up the box, you get a total of 7 numbered bags to build the set, in addition to a loose sticker sheet and instruction manual. Sticker sheet, very pleased to say that we only have 4 in this set, all of which go within the hut build itself. Instructions, same style that you'll be seeing for all other Harry Potter sets over the last few years. Win guy from the back. Piece count, 2 pages, and carrying over one all the way to an advertisement for those collectible portraits, all because we get 2 of them in this set. Still have to say that it's unfortunate that LEGO does not list the name of all of these. If you guys want to know who some of these characters may be, here's my little cheat sheet based off the research that I did. Of course, any of this information could be wrong. If you have any better input, feel free to tell me in the comments section below. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for the box contents. Always great to see this Hogwarts layout from the very back. So excited to see what this page is going to look like over the summer with the addition of that great hall build. Jumping right into our minifigure selection, we have The Boy Who Lived, Harry Potter, who is brand new and exclusive because we get a new torso print in this set. It's really crazy to see how many new torso prints that we've been getting for Harry, Ron, and Hermione over the last few years, especially in this wave. There's a look at the back printing, and we get the same exact facial expression double-sided as we saw back in 2018 with a smile from the front, and then a scared look from the back side. Ron Weasley, also exclusive because we get a brand new torso print front and back. We get the same exact facial expression, with a nice smile from the front side and a scared look from the back side as we saw in 2018. Hermione Granger also features a brand new torso print, 3 for 3 in this set. There's a look at the back printing from the back side. I'll remove the hairpiece so you can take a better look at both the front and back torso printing. As for the facial expression, this will be the one that we saw introduced last summer within the Hogwarts Express set with a smile from the front, and then more of a concerned, worried look for the back side, which I definitely think fits this more year 1-2 version of Hermione. I expect we'll see this facial expression return in the summer wave. Our only repeat minifigure in this set is Draco Malfoy, who we saw introduced in the 2020 Diagon Alley set. He's sporting his Slytherin robes, which we saw newly introduced for the 20th anniversary LEGO Harry Potter sets. If it's being included here, I would think that these robes will be the same exact ones that we're going to see over the summer wave. There's a look at the back printing with a little hoodie, and the facial expression will be the same one from 2018, with an unhappy look from the front side, and then more of a scowl from the back side, and still that yellow hairpiece that I'm not a fan of. And finally, that brings us to the man of the house himself, Rubeus Hagrid. It's been long overdue for us to get a new variant of Hagrid. The last variant that we saw was back in the 2019 Beauxbaton carriage, which I did recently do a new video on. if you're interested in checking that out. Though before that, the only Hagrid minifigure that we've gotten for this reboot line is this one from 2018, which they're still using in sets today. Now with this being a brand new Hagrid minifigure, we get a brand new print and color for his body piece. You can see the printing from the front, as well as from the back, which was a really big surprise to me that they were able to include back printing on this Hagrid. Neither of the previous versions had back printing, so this is definitely a step in the right direction to getting more detail on Hagrid minifigures. As for the facial expression and hair piece, or beard piece, those will be the same exact ones we saw in 2018. I'll remove it so you can take a look at that. And if you're interested in all the connections, we get the short leg piece from the very bottom there, and the Technic pin connections for the arms. Now before we dive into the build for Hagrid's hut itself, I wanted to talk about the two brand new molds, which are the reason I see people buying this set in the first place. If you own any other version of Hagrid's hut, you're definitely buying it for either Norbert or Fang for the very first time in LEGO form. So speaking of Norbert here, she's absolutely adorable. You get the prints for the eyes, brand new mold in that olive green color. I definitely think LEGO did a wonderful job. Anti-stud from the bottom. So if you want, you can bring Hagrid over. And she fits perfectly right there on Hagrid's hand. I really love this. Such a really wonderful mold. I definitely think this will end up in Ninjago at some point, considering all the dragon content that they do. Now speaking about the good boy Fang here, we get the print from the front of the face. Entire brand new mold for this dog. If you want to see him in size comparison to Harry, I just think that the size is just perfect. They did a really great job sizing him up. Really, my only issue with Fang is that I don't like the color scheme. I think brown is alright. I definitely would have preferred dark brown for him, or maybe even a gray similar to as we see him within the LEGO Harry Potter video games. I guess that's just the way that I see LEGO Fang, that particular version, but still, I'm really happy that we're finally getting him in LEGO form. It's been long overdue. You get the anti-studs from the bottom, so you can stand him up on studs, though we don't really have too much studded room for him to stand on when we look at the accessory that he comes with, that being his little dog house, which is a very similar structure as we have for Hagrid's hut over there, where we have this sort of rounded look for the walls, which I really love, all the different tiling and sloping off. And then we have a clip montage from the very top to create the roof, and then from the inside we have a flat tile surface where you can stand Fang inside the little house. And here it is in all of its glory. We have Hagrid's hut based on the Philosopher's Stone. This is definitely a departure from many of the other Hagrid's huts that we've gotten from LEGO. I mean, it is very similar in the fact that it's fully enclosed, just like the one we saw in 2010 and all the ones before that, but it's still just very different from any of the other sets build-wise, as far as just the platform that we make, how it's fully enclosed, and just the roof even. The fact that you can completely remove that, and then that's how you open this up. All the previous versions have had the roof completely attached to the very top of Hagrid's hut. Before getting into the interior, I want to talk about the exterior. My first major complaint when it comes to this set is the door, and the reason I want to complain about this is because I really wish that there were either a sticker on here, or if they gave us something similar to as we saw within one of the most recent LEGO Direct-to-Consumers, that castle set. I really wish that that door was included here if they weren't going to give us the doors that we had seen previously from the LEGO Harry Potter theme, which we didn't even see that on the 2019 version of Hagrid's hut, which is really frustrating that they haven't made a special door that would work with these sets. Maybe we'll see it over the summer, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe this didn't make the cut for that, but it should have if that set also released in the same wave as this one, so it's just kind of weird in my opinion. As far as the brick structure goes and just the building, for the walls. I really love how they do this. Lack of stickers, big fan of that. Lots of leafy pieces, you get some small windows. You'll see another window up over here. Some oddities include these little attachments here by clip piece connections. Now, I have seen some thoughts as to why these clip piece connections are included, and if you look at the most recent Forbidden Forest set that we have, those also have these clip piece connections, so I'm thinking that LEGO wants you to connect the Forbidden Forest to Hagrid's hut, which I think is definitely a worthy way of displaying it, but at the same time, I'm still not a fan of that Forbidden Forest set, or at least I haven't built it yet. Maybe my mind will change on that set. We'll have to wait on my review. I'll link it once that's available. But speaking of these two side pieces, I think that they should be switched, because we have the little pumpkin patch, which is definitely fine where it is, but I wish that this was closer to the window, so then you could have Draco looking in to see Norbert being hatched. I think that that would have worked a lot better, especially just as far as accuracy wise, but definitely an easy change if you want to do that. Another thing I wanted to point out are these leaf pieces, one of which being this orangey one, which is a brand new orange color, which I forgot to really mention in a recent video I did for the Kingfisher bird, which also included this brand new color. Definitely think this is a really cool autumn color for the leaves. We get two of them. And I do have to mention again the pumpkin piece being a piece that was introduced in LEGO Harry Potter. Just so many pieces that came out of this theme that I don't think people really fully appreciate. Finishing off with the roof design, I definitely think they did a wonderful job with this, especially as far as capturing all of the angles. The inclusion of this piece, which I remember so fondly in my childhood from the Assassin Droid Battle Pack, first time that that's returning since the year 2011, I think. So it's really crazy to see that that's finally making its return. Love the leaves. Sand green again, just as I guess a tribute to LEGO Harry Potter in general. And you get the chimney, which I think is really interesting that this Hagrid's hut doesn't have a light brick for the chimney. It's represented as a sticker inside. It's the first time that we haven't seen that since I think 2004, 2010, and 2019 both had a light brick. Though I guess even more interesting here is that we have this cloud piece to represent the smoke coming out of the chimney, which was introduced in the Monkey Kid theme. I think that's really cool that they used that piece in this situation. Now on to the interior of Hagrid's hut. We're going to lift off the roof. I'm going to show you the underside of that, just so then you can see all the building techniques, lots and lots of clip piece connections to get these angles that you see here. And in order to access this interior, you can easily just pull these two parts out. And you can see that connection is done with studs and anti-studs from the very bottom of the base, which I think it's really cool to see that they made like an actual structural base from the very bottom using bricks and plates. It's something that we haven't seen in previous versions of Hagrid's hut. Now starting from this side and working our way to the other side, we're going to look at the interior. We have a nice little armchair which you can stand one of your minifigures, not sit them because they have the short legs. As I mentioned before, the fireplace is represented by a sticker. We're going to remove this little bowl here so you can take a better look at that. Of course, this bowl is to represent the little cauldron that we have the egg that Norbert hatches out of. Unfortunately, we don't get an actual egg in this set because Norbert is already hatched. One reference which blew my mind, I didn't think that this was something that they would include here, are these 1x1 tile prints, which if you don't know what these are supposed to represent Hagrid's mittens when he's handling the egg in the fireplace. I think it's really cool that LEGO included that as a reference. It's not something that I really expected to see. Really, the only unfortunate bit about this is that you can't actually have Hagrid hold on to these properly. I think you can have him hold on to them still, it's just I wish that you could have them on the top of his hands to represent the gloves. From the back here, you'll also notice that we have one of our two collectible portraits in this set. This is a repeat. I got this one within the boathouse set. And over here, we have some keys to represent that he's the keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts, and we also have this little axe here for cutting wood. From the middle of the build, something that we haven't really seen represented in any of the previous versions of Hagrid's hut is Hagrid's armchair, which is also a place where he likes to sleep. Just to show you how that works. It reclines a certain way so he can sleep in it, or it just works as a regular sort of armchair there. You get the clip piece connections for the footrest as well as the back, and you can also adjust it side to side. As with most accessories in this set, it's connected using a jumper plate. From the back, you can see some little flames for the lights. We have a little barrel in black, which has Hagrid's pink umbrella piece. We have a small cupboard with a shelf above it, which features some of the cooking ingredients, maybe to make Harry's birthday cake. We have another little mug, plenty of mugs for our characters to have their tea with Hagrid. And finally, that brings us to this other small section where we get the little table, another spot for your minifigures to sit. And from the back there, you can see another little shelf with some stickered accessories. And here is the little cupboard that has our other collectible portrait inside. This being the unknown sleeping witch, or at least that's what I call it on my cheat sheet based on my research. Certainly an interesting inclusion for the portrait lineup, though definitely one of the least obscure characters of the bunch. Before I end us off, I also wanted to show that you can fit all of your minifigures in here, which is something that I really appreciate when it comes to LEGO, being able to fit all of your characters within the interior, having plenty of room to sit or stand them wherever you want. So overall, for $75, is this set worth it? Well, I definitely think the minifigure selection is very strong. We get brand new versions of the Golden Trio, we get a brand new version of Hagrid. I definitely think a new version of Hagrid has been long overdue. Our only repeat is Draco, and we get two brand new molds for Fang and Norbert, which I think are really adorable. As for the build itself, it's definitely one of the more interesting builds for Hagrid's hut. It's definitely a departure from what we had been seeing before for Hagrid's hut, especially the last one, 2019, with that open back. This one being fully enclosed just like the last bunch that we got, I think is definitely a bonus. I also have to appreciate the lack of stickers on the outside and a lot more of the brick build features to get the brick look for Hagrid's hut. And I also really like that LEGO decided to make this based on the first movie compared to the later ones, just as something different that we really haven't seen since 2001, and they definitely have improved upon that original 2001 design. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!